but he has not been practicing this week. Andrew Luck still sitting out, shoulder soreness and all this. So basically what the Colts are doing is just trying to keep their fans excited about the season so they can sell tickets. Andrew Luck is probably not going to play football this season.
He won't. And they really robbed the Patriots for a serviceable quarterback. Like, I would feel pretty good if Jacoby Brissett was my backup.
Yeah.
He's definitely a good young quarterback that I've seen. But he won some games for the Patriots last year.
So this is a big question that's on the wire that Joe wanted us to address too, since he's not here. Do you trade Andrew Luck now and move forward Brissett and build your team? Because outside of just everybody's Andrew Luck, even if Andrew Luck was there, I still think there'll be a 500 team at best.
I wouldn't trade him now. Basically, no.
They traded Peyton.
Yeah, I just wouldn't do it now.
Right.
He'll be back. You may have to see him. They only traded Peyton because they had the number one pick. I mean, because they felt like Andrew Luck was a generational talent, which he can be. I just think the injuries and some of the things, the questionable decision making they've had in the personnel department have affected them. And I wouldn't trade. I don't trade Andrew Luck. So what I would do was do what the Patriots do and dangle that second quarterback to a quarterback desperate team. Like, imagine what the Browns would be willing to give up for Jacoby Brissett right now.
And then hold on to Andrew Luck, but they just have so many things. I just feel like the Colts have so many things to address, including Chuck Pagano. Including. It's time.
Wow.
I think it's time. All right, so this game will be the Jaguars.
Yeah, give me the Jags.
In Indianapolis at home.
Yeah, in a very messy game.
Very messy.
Yeah.
Very messy divisional game at that. All right, so the Cardinals and the Rams. It's a London game, but it's not going to be all super early. They're going to keep it at a regular time. And there's a lot going on in this game. So AP actually will be playing his second game in London this season.
That's so weird.
Right.
So
that's what that's about. But
man, AP is back, man. Last week that was AD all day, man. Like, so I was really, really happy to see Adrian Peterson back. I mean, that was a very big mistake going to New Orleans. That's not the offense for him, but I think that he got a little desperate. I mean, he thought the market was going to be a little bigger for him. I felt like if he would have went to the Patriots, it would have been a totally different story. When he didn't, and nobody offered him. Like, could you imagine AP going to Seattle right now? That would be ridiculous.
That'd be amazing, man.
They went with Eddie Lacy.
They did. What do you do if the Cards continue to turn their season around, right? And they win. What do you do in the playoffs when David Johnson comes back? Man. Does he find himself in a similar situation again?
Nah, you know what? If David Johnson comes back, then I'm like a kid in a candy store. What I'm gonna do is run him and AP in the backfield. Anybody who's smart, you run him and AP in the backfield together, and then you run David Johnson into the flats. You let him be he's almost like a receiver anyway. There's no way I take either one of those guys off the field, especially when you're you need playmakers. So so if you got Adrian Peterson and David Johnson in the same backfield split. Larry Fitzgerald outside, J.J. Nelson in the slot, and one of the Brown kids on the other side. Who do you pick? That just makes your offense that much more formidable. Yeah, there's no way I take either one of those guys out of the game.
Well, with this game going down, tough one. They're in London. I'm going to go with the Rams, man. I like the Rams. I like what they're doing. I like how they're doing it.
Yeah,
playing good, solid football. I know that the Cardinals looked great last week. But trust me, the Rams' defense is just a little bit different from the Tampa Bay Buccaneers' defense.
Yeah, I mean, it's a little different. They're really similar. I think Donald is probably the best defensive lineman in the game right now. But also, a close second would be Gerald McCoy for the Bucs. So I think they've seen. I don't know what it was. I think maybe the offensive line for the Cardinals knew they had Adrian Peterson back there. He made some phenomenal cuts,
I think
too.
It's better coaching, better defensive coaching for sure. You got Wade Phillips.
Yeah.
It's Wade Phillips.
Right.
Phillips is going to have a scheme to, he's going to have a scheme for the Cardinals.
Yeah, I think the Cardinals will win just based off of being able to rejuvenate their season because now, I mean, if you don't have David Johnson, and that's a big blow. You go from David Johnson, to Chris Johnson, who's a speed back who doesn't have speed anymore. And I I respect him for everything he's been through. But sometimes I didn't think they had to cut him, but they did.
Yeah.
And it's football. It's a business. But to go from the high of having the best young running back in the league, arguably, to losing him, and then replacing him with probably one of the greatest running back of all time, who still has some tread on the tire.
Right.
Yeah. So just give me the momentum and give me the cards.
Okay. Now the Jets and the Dolphins, first rematch of the season. The Jets beat the Dolphins 20-6 in Week 3. That wasn't expected. The Jets are 3-3, and to be honest, I feel like the Jets should be 4-2. They robbed Austin Seferian-Jenkins of his touchdown.
Surprise team of the year, and like you always say, it's a little different when you're playing for your job.
Playing for your job.
So everybody, so Josh McCown is pretty much just keeping the seat hot for whoever they end up drafting, and Todd Bowles has figured out maybe a little bit of addition by subtraction with Sheldon Richardson going away, and that defense has been playing pretty good. And they've been in a lot of games, and I don't know, man. Jets. Just give me the Jets, man.
Give me the Jets. Even though the Dolphins are at home and coming off of a quote-unquote upset over the Falcons.
I'm upset about that.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, man.
Give me the Jets and Josh McCown. That's pretty much that. Austin, man, go get your touchdowns back, man. That was just clear robbery.
Yeah, it was.
Clear robbery. The Ravens at the Vikings in the one of the games this week that I'm not that excited about, and that's because it's just not fun. It's just not enjoyable to watch the Ravens this season.
Could you imagine being a Ravens fan and knowing that Joe Flacco was one of the first people to get one of those big $100 million deals, and you're stuck with him?
Yeah.
So we give a lot of grief to Matt Ryan in Atlanta, but man, when you really sit down and think about it, that could be Joe Flacco.
Absolutely. Well, I've obviously in the past compared Joe Flacco to Matt Ryan a lot, but when I got to debating with Ravens fans, because there are some hardcore Ravens fans, I was like, hey, he's got some jury. And when it came down to it, and he made it, the defense took him to a Super Bowl, and in that Super Bowl,
and Joe made it happen.
He made it happen. So he does have a piece of jury, and it's hard to get rid of your quarterback when you got that piece of jury.
Man.
This game, Case Keenum. Oh man, the Vikings. The Vikings are just so decent, But they're just a decent team, and now it's kind of shaping up in the division to where, with the whole Packers situation, the Vikings could run with this division. They're 4-2.
Right.
Green Bay's 4-2. Detroit's 3-3. Chicago's 2-4. I don't enjoy watching the Vikings that much either. When Sam Bradford was there, it was a little better. Of course, we know Terry Bridgewater is practicing. I'm gonna take the Vikings. I'm gonna take the Vikings in this one at home because the Ravens are just. This is not the year for it.
Give me the Vikings too because I like the defense. I like the Ravens defense too. They've been playing some pretty good ball, except for that 44-7 loss in overseas, in London, I believe. But outside of that, the Ravens been playing pretty good defense this year. I just don't think that they have enough offensive firepower. Hopefully, they prove me wrong. But I think you're right, and I will go with the Vikings too.
All right, this next one is going to be very, 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 very interesting. I'm going to take a sip of my whiskey before I make this prediction.
Right.
The Cowboys will go to San Francisco to play the 49ers. Now, Ezekiel Elliott gets to play, for now at least. 49ers are 0-6. We're so happy about that because we don't like Kyle Shanahan, even though I gave him props last show. Props for putting together offensive coordination. He's good at that. But I feel you. Middle finger to Shanahan.
Yeah.
C.J. Beathard will start. And you know what I think is going to happen?
What's that?
Because they're a better team than the Browns, and they're going to win a game before the Browns win a game. 49ers are going to win this game at home.
No, they're not.
They're going to beat the Cowboys.
Fuck Shanahan. I got to say that every time that I get on the microphone to speak about the 49ers because of what he did to the Falcons last year.
They got rid of Navarro Bowman, too, which was stupid to me.
Fuck Shanahan. He did that dumb shit. Yeah. Give me the Cowboys, and basically I hope they don't win the game. And fuck Shanahan.
I think that the 49ers are going to win this game.
Fuck Shanahan.
I really do. I mean, Cowboys aren't that good.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, but fuck Shanahan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Cowboys are 2-3.
Yeah, fuck Shanahan. Yeah, you got my pick. You know how I feel about that.
49ers upset Cowboys. He goes to the Cowboys. Okay, the Seahawks and the Giants. Now, the Giants won their first game because they said, we're not going to
Man, give me the Giants, man. I don't know what's going on with these guys. Well, give me Eli little janky ass. It's something about him. Like, last week, to have no wins, no wide receivers, go to Denver against a no-fly zone secondary and switch up everything, and then you go straight to the running back. Orleans Darkwa goes the fuck off. Yeah. And Darkwing, I don't know. We got to give him a nickname. New Orleans or maybe Darkwing, Darka or something. I don't know. But he goes the fuck off against that defense. And then Evan Ingram goes off. Shout out to my fantasy squad. So, yeah, he's basically essentially their number one receiver right now. So, I don't know. They're going to figure it out, man. And I think it's going to be more on Eli than it is. But I'll say this. Ben McAdoo is coaching for his job every game.
He is.
I almost felt like if he would have lost that game last week, he would have got fired in the season.
He is. The Seahawks know that they're in a very competitive division as far as the Rams and the Cardinals go. Checking out some stats the other week about Russell coming off of bye weeks, and when he comes off bye weeks, boy, he comes off of bye weeks. You're going to see the Seahawks wreak havoc in New York and beat the Giants. Pretty bad.
All right,
It's going to be pretty bad.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a high-scoring game, and I think Eli wins the shootout.
Yeah, I give Eli three picks, like 2 to 3 picks for sure.
All right.
Like definitely 2 to 3 picks. And we know that the Seattle backfield is just a mess. But tomorrow, in my daily fantasy, I got that Doug Baldwin, Russell Wilson stack. Remember I said that to you, dog. That's money right there.
All right, I got Doug Baldwin. I hope it is money.
Yep, absolutely. So Seahawks on my end, Giants on your end. Bengals and the Steelers, the classic rivalry. Well, we know we will get several fights and several utters of profanity and several. It's just a street fight.
Yeah,
and they're going to Pittsburgh to fight this fight.
Yeah, give me the Bengals, man. I just think they're on the roll ever since they got rid of offense coordinator. They've been playing. They're getting the ball to their playmakers. AJ Green has become AJ Green again, and he's doing AJ Green-ish things. Joe Mixon is a pretty good compliment, and I think John Ross is finally going to play.
I think you see in this game with the Steelers, you understand why Antonio Brown is Antonio Brown. He can change the whole game in one play.
Right.
Antonio Brown is a better receiver than AJ Green. That's my vote. That's my opinion. Even as shitty as Ben Roethlisberger looks, he's a better quarterback than Andy Dalton. And Le'Veon Bell is a better running back than Joe Mixon. So when you take it from an offensive standpoint, then, I mean, yeah, the Bengals would have a better tight end if he was healthy, but he's not.
Mm-hmm.
So from an offensive standpoint, which I think that it comes down to the offense with this game, I'm going to go with the Steelers at home to beat the Bengals. But there will be a lot of penalties and a lot of fights. Yeah,
on paper, I mean, you can look at the playmakers, the main playmakers, and say, okay, they're better than what the Bengals have. I think the Bengals are a better team, just based on the fact of the Steelers have so much discord in the locker room. Even beating the Chiefs last week, it looks a little different after seeing the Chiefs lose.
They're actually not a better team. They're 2-3. Pittsburgh's 4-2.
Yeah. I get what you're saying. You are what your record says you are, but as far as not looking at how they interact with each other, how they have each other's backs, and what they've been doing ever since they fired the offensive coordinator, I feel like the momentum will carry them into another win. I think that.
So you say they look like a cooler team, but they're not.
Yeah. I think you're not really hearing a whole lot of discord in the locker room. The Steelers have an issue every week. Every week is something about the Steelers off the field, or on the sideline. It's just I just don't think that they have right now. I think that once they see adversity, I don't think they're close enough to be able to punch back.
All right, cool. Well, we shall see. The Broncos and the Chargers. This is always an interesting game. This is a game that shouldn't be a good game, but it always ends up being a good game because it's a divisional game. The Broncos, another team, really banged up. Emmanuel Sanders is out. Demaryius Thomas is actually hurt. Trevor Siemian is playing injured. The Chargers started 0-4, won their last 2. This is the team that won't go away. Man, this is why I chose a tie last episode, because I just don't know what you say about the Broncos going to the Chargers with the Chargers at home, and Phillip Rivers. This is